You're asleep, completely out, drooling on the pillow, probably snoring, zero awareness of anything around you. By every biological definition, you are helpless. Now put yourself in a tent, a sheet of nylon about as thick as a shopping bag, and on the other side of it, a forest. Animals that can hear your heartbeat across a clearing, smell you from a mile out, see perfectly in the dark while you lie there with your eyes shut, and you wake up in the morning every single time. Why? Because a sleeping human is meat, slow meat, quiet meat, meat that can't run, can't fight, can't even notice something's happening until it already has. Campsites should be an all-night buffet. They aren't. And here's what I want you to sit with. It is not the tent. The nylon does nothing. It stops rain and mosquitoes. It would not slow a leopard down for 1 second. What's actually protecting you is something you never earned, can't see, and didn't ask for. You are sleeping inside a reputation. Let's go. Start with the newest evidence, because it's stranger than most people realize. In October 2023, researchers from Western University published a study out of Kruger National Park. They hid camera speaker rigs at waterholes. When an animal came within 10 meters, the system played one of several sounds: lions snarling, dogs barking, gunshots, harmless bird calls, or people talking calmly in local languages. Just conversation. Nothing threatening in the tone at all. 19 mammal species. They were twice as likely to run from human voices as from lions and abandoned the waterhole 40% faster. 95% of species tested ran harder or left quicker for people talking than for an apex predator that actively hunts them. Giraffes, zebras, hyenas, leopards. Leopards ran from conversation. Think about that at a waterhole in the dry season. Water is life. Leaving is expensive. They left anyway because whatever a human voice means in their nervous system, it outranks lions. Then in May of 2024, a second team ran the same design in Australia on kangaroos, wallabies, pademelons, and possums. Same result. Roughly twice as likely to flee humans compared to dogs, devils, wolves, any of it. But that study contained one detail I think is the most important fact in this whole video, and almost nobody mentions it. They also tested fallow deer, which are not native to Australia. They were introduced, and the deer did not show the effect. They ran from humans about as much as from anything else. No special terror. No outranking, which tells you exactly what this fear is. It isn't instinct the way a fear of falling is instinct. It's a record. Accumulated experience written into a population over a very long time by a very consistent teacher. Animals that have lived alongside us for tens of thousands of years carry it. The ones we imported a few centuries ago don't. So where does the record come from? A 2015 analysis in Science put a number on it. Across hundreds of studies, humans kill large carnivores at roughly 9 times the rate other predators do. In the ocean, we take adult fish at about 14 times the natural rate, and we don't hunt like predators. Predators take the young, the old, the sick. We take adults in their prime, and we specifically hunt the other hunters. 2 million years of that. We wiped out mammoths, cave bears, saber-toothed cats. We hunted wolves nearly out of North America and erased mountain lions from the entire eastern half of it. Every predator alive today is descended from the ones that were most careful around us. The bold ones didn't get to have children. That's not a metaphor, that's just selection, and it ran for longer than our species has had language. So when a leopard catches your scent at 2 in the morning, no thinking happens. An old signal fires. Wrong thing. Don't. Move on. That's layer 1. The second is more insulting than frightening. You don't smell like food. To a nose between 10 and 100,000 times better than yours, you're broadcasting a chemical essay and almost none of it passes. Synthetic fabrics. Processed dinner from 6 hours ago. Soap, sunscreen, bug spray. Compounds with no equivalent anywhere in nature. Under all of it, faintly, a primate, which is something, but it isn't the thing. Predatory instinct isn't a general appetite for killing. It's a narrow, specific lock. A wolf's hunting response fires on the movement of hoofed animals. A lion's strike fires on shapes and speeds it has chased 10,000 times. You don't fit the lock. You're not a hard target, you're an unrecognized one. And unknown reads as risk. Which brings us to the third layer and the biggest myth movies ever sold you. Predators are not reckless. That fearless killing machine that attacks anything in range is fiction. Real ones are extraordinarily conservative because they have to be. A lion has no vet. A wolf has no sick days. One bad injury, a cracked leg, a deep bite, a damaged eye, and the animal doesn't get treated, it gets slowly starved. So every engagement is arithmetic. What does this weigh in calories? What does it cost me if it goes wrong? And do I know how it behaves? A sleeping human fails all three. Unknown behavior. Might wake up screaming, might have tools, might have 5 friends 20 feet away who all wake at once, and a chaotic group defense is exactly what predators are built to avoid. Meanwhile, there's an impala over there it has caught 200 times and understands completely. Nothing about that math says take the gamble. Fourth, and this one's about you rather than them. You are not as unconscious as you feel. In 2016, researchers at Brown University looked at what happens in the brain on the first night sleeping somewhere new. That restless, kept waking up feeling everybody knows. It turns out one hemisphere stays measurably shallower than the other. It responds faster to odd sounds. It pulls you awake quicker. Half your brain is standing watch, not metaphorically, measurably. It happens most strongly in unfamiliar places, and a tent in a forest is as unfamiliar as it gets. The people in our history who slept like the dead in open country didn't tend to become anybody's ancestors. Now, let me be honest, because a video like this is irresponsible otherwise. Attacks happen, and when they do, they follow a pattern so consistent it's almost a checklist. Something broke first. The Tsavo lions killed dozens of railway workers in Kenya in 1898. What gets left out of the legend is that one had severe dental disease, a wrecked jaw that made normal hunting difficult. The Champawat tiger, credited with over 400 deaths in India and Nepal, had been shot in the mouth years earlier and had 2 shattered canines. It physically could not hunt what it was built to hunt. The rule holds when the predator is healthy, the ecosystem is intact, and nobody has scrambled the signal by leaving food out or teaching an animal that people mean calories instead of danger. Habituation undoes the whole thing, disturbingly fast, which is the last layer and the part that changes how I think about being outside. We didn't just make animals afraid of us, we made the fear itself into a force. Fear alone, with no hunting, no killing, nothing but the perception of us, is enough to suppress how many young a population produces. Predators avoid the areas we frequent. Deer relax there and overgraze. Mid-sized predators pull back and the rodents they controlled expand. Whole food webs bend around us. Not around what we do, around the possibility of us. So, you're not sleeping in a forest. You're sleeping inside a broadcast, and it's on whether you're awake or not. But a reputation is not armor, it's a balance. 10,000 generations of your ancestors deposited into it, at enormous cost, mostly by dying. And every camper who feeds a bear for a photo makes a withdrawal from an account they did not open and cannot refill. So next time you're lying in the dark, listening to something move outside the nylon, and you feel that old cold pulse go through your chest, let it. That feeling is doing its job. It kept your family line going. The thing out there isn't coming in. It's just checking that we're still who we say we are.